What's happening, guys? Back at you with another video. So today is actually Superman Day. So I've actually been planning this video for a while now. I actually wanted to do this video last year, but I just didn't have time to be able to do it. So this year I made sure to do it a little sooner and actually get through it, plan for it, get through the movies and all that. So I can actually bring this video specifically for y'all on Superman Day. So in this video I'm going to be ranking all of these Superman movies. So let's get into it. So I'll be ranking all of the Superman movies, and I did actually watch all of the Superman movies. A lot of them I actually watched for the first time, for real, if you believe it. I've actually seen all the Superman movies, but I actually watched most of them for the first time. So in preparation to do this ranking for y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this ranking. But first off, I'm going to say is that I didn't include every movie that Superman is actually in. These movies are basically Superman standalone movies, with the exception of probably Batman v Superman, where it has Batman with them. But he is still a central part of that movie, so I decided to include it in. I didn't include like Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League or anything like that. So this is specifically more of standalone Superman movies. So let's go ahead and get into this ranking. What the bottom of the list is going to be Superman 3. Now this one was kind of a weird watch for me. Like I said, this one's actually a first time watch for me. This one was a bit weird. With the things that was going on with this one, and it had like an evil Superman in there too, and it was like more slapstick comedy in a way too. And this one just really was kind of weird, and I didn't really get. I got some entertainment out of it, but not a whole lot. I couldn't really. It couldn't really keep me engaged and keep my attention really for most of the movie. I mean, I went through the whole movie, like I watched the whole movie, and it's a watchable movie and all, but like it's definitely one I probably won't go back to and watch because I don't know, I just didn't like it really, to be honest. Moving on to the next one on the list, and that's going to be Superman 4, Quest for Peace. This one I did enjoy a little bit more than Superman 3, with the whole nuke arms race, and then we had like Nuclear Man, I believe his name was in this one. I like it. It's okay. It's okay. It's an okay Superman movie. I mean, definitely not top tier or anything like that, but it was at least watchable. I got a little entertainment out of it, somewhat. So it's okay. It's all right. Next up on the list is another first time watch for me, and that was Superman Returns. This was the I believe it released in 2006. Well, this is the Superman movie with Brandon Routh. This one I was like hesitant to watch it whenever it came out because I just didn't hear good things about it. But I did. Of course I decided to go ahead and watch it now. First time watch for me. And honestly, this is fine. It's a fine Superman movie. Nothing great about it, really, to be honest. I did feel some parts were like not slow. It just dragged a little for me. I mean, this movie is like over 2.5 hours long, so it's like it felt dragged in some parts. I thought Brandon Routh he's a good Superman. I wouldn't say necessarily great or anything like that, but he's okay. You know, he's good. He's okay. What really threw me off, I don't know if he's wearing contacts or whatever it was, but those piercing blue eyes really threw me off throughout the whole movie. It just made me focus at his eyes. And it's like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically make him look like Christopher Reeve and all that. But the piercing blue eyes just literally threw me off for most of the movie. It was just not weird to look at. It was just like, it just gathers your attention to look at it, the blue eyes, because they just stand out over everything. And it was like just weird to see throughout the whole movie like that. But Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor is okay, I guess. He was trying to they're basically, from my understanding from this movie, was they're basically trying to continuation from the Richard Donner Superman movies. So he's basically trying to, I guess, be like Gene Hackman. He's fine for the movie, I guess, but like, I don't know. This movie wasn't really great or anything like that. Like, it's fine, it's okay, it's a watchable movie, but I don't know if it's one I would go back to watch. Continuing on with the list, and this one is going to be Batman v Superman, and I usually go with the Ultimate Edition. That's usually just the one I watch, preferably because I just like it better. It adds a little bit more to it, and I like this movie. I know that this movie gets a lot of bad rap on it, but I actually do like this movie. I enjoy watching it. I actually do like how Batman and Superman are fighting against each other in order to sort of set up the Hope Justice League coming down in the future and all that, and just have this battle against each other and all that. There's definitely some flaws with it. It does have its flaws. I don't like Lex Luthor in this one. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, I do not like in this movie. There's other different flaws in it, but I could kind of see past those flaws and kind of enjoy it a little bit more than some other movies. So despite its flaws, I could still find some entertainment in it. Moving on to the next one. Listen, this is going to be the first Superman movie from, I believe it was 1978. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first original Christopher Reeve Superman movie. This one is not. I might get some hate for this, but this one is. It's not a bad Superman movie. I think it's a good Superman movie, But this one, it definitely feels very dated. It's very dated to me. It was very, not very hard to, I'm not going to say very hard to get through, but it was, with it being so dated with a lot of things in this movie, it was not a tough watch, but it was just like, I could get through it, but it's like, it's very dated. That's what I'm saying. It's very dated. Lex Luthor's good in this one. Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor's good in this one. I think Christopher Reeve, after seeing all the Superman movies, Christopher Reeve is definitely the best Superman in my opinion. I can see why everybody praises him. I definitely see this. He is, to me, after watching this movie for at least for the first time, this is my first time watching it all the way through. I've seen clips of it and parts of it as a kid, but I don't remember it much. So with this being my first time viewing, like seeing it all the way through, I see the praise for Christopher Reeve as Superman. I think he is the best Superman. I can see it now. Definitely see it now. He is amazing as Superman. He brings a lot of the he's able to play Clark Kent and Superman. He's able to keep them separate, and you can tell the difference between it. Where he's playing as Clark Kent, where he's playing a sort of basically bubbling, clumsy idiot of sorts, And when he's Superman, he's this all powerful being, and he projects that on the screen. Like, I see the whole praise for him. I understand the praise for him. I see it now. I can definitely see why he's considered the best Superman, and I would go on the line to say that, in my opinion, he is the best Superman. But like I said, the thing that held this movie back is because it's definitely extremely dated for me. A lot of the aspects and things in here are extremely dated for me, but it is definitely a good watch when it comes to just seeing Christopher Reeve be Superman in this movie, having that origin story and all that. That's the good part I like about this one. But like I said, it is definitely dated. And I understand why people have nostalgia for this movie. I can see why people have nostalgia for this movie. And I see why people put this at the top of their list. Like, I can see it. But for me, generally, actually, it doesn't go on the top of the list for me, sadly. But, like I said, high praise to Christopher Reeve as Superman in this movie. Definitely. Moving on to the number 2 on this list, and that's going to be Superman 2. The thing I like about Superman 2 was that it gets straight into the action with all the origin story and setup and all that stuff out of the way from in the first movie. This one just goes full into the action and just having him play Superman the whole time throughout. So it's actually a good thing for me to actually watch. Like, I like this one a little bit more than the first movie because it's just straight Christopher Reeve as Superman throughout the whole movie. So it's a joy. Like, I get enjoyment and entertainment out of watching that when it comes to seeing him as Superman throughout the whole movie with no origin story, no setup or anything like that. So it just goes straight into it. So I like that. That's what I like about this movie. This movie is dated also, but I can still enjoy it for Christopher Reeve as Superman when he's going just full out throughout the whole movie as Superman. I can find enjoyment and entertainment with that. And coming in at the number 1 spot for me is going to be Man of Steel. This is the Henry Cavill Superman movie. With this movie, when it first came out, I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I like it more now. I think this movie benefits from watching it more as time goes on. I've grown to like this movie more and more as time goes on a little bit. Like I said, I liked it when it came out, but not as much as I like it more now. With time, the benefit of time and watching it over time, it kind of grows better to me. And I think Henry Cavill is a great Superman. Too bad, unfortunately, we're not able to keep him as Superman no more. But I think he's a great, amazing Superman. And this movie really shows that. And having all the story and more updated kind of Superman movie was enjoyable. Seeing the whole origin story also, too, was good in this one. So I like this movie. I know that it's not highly praised as a top tier Superman movie, but I am entertained by this movie. I think it's good. Shows Henry Cavill is Superman 2, and just great things about this movie as I've grown to like it more over time. So that is how I would rank the Superman movies. Let me know down in the comments below. How would you rank the Superman movies? But that'll do all for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to be a part of Team Legendary, all you gotta do is subscribe and turn notifications on so you know I post another video. Hope you all have an awesome day. And remember, be legendary.